Do you know what Zaire Franklin said this week that nobody in the Green Bay locker room was expecting? He'd been silent for 6 months since being traded in March, not saying a word to the press. And when he finally opened his mouth, what came out wasn't about statistics. It wasn't about contracts. It was about something that could be the real game changer for this defense in 2025. He compared the group to the Navy SEALs. And before you think it's just bravado from a new player trying to fit in, I need to show you 2 plays from 2024 that explain exactly why this statement carries so much weight. Like this video now if you also feel that this defense is about to turn things around, and leave a comment. Do you trust this new scheme, or are you still hesitant after last year? Before we get started, if you want to understand American football in a simple way and support the channel, check out my official ebook for just $7.99. If you're on TV, scan the QR code on the screen. If you're on your phone, the link is in the description and pinned comment. And don't forget to subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Green Bay entered 2024 with an abundance of talent on defense. No one questions that. The problem was never individual skill. It was something else, something quieter, harder to perceive by watching only the replay of an isolated play. It was communication. And when I say communication, I don't mean coach spouting fancy talk in interviews. It's literally about who talks to whom at the right time to know who covers which receiver. Week 16 against the Chicago Bears, a game that defined the conference standings. The Bears set up a stack in their formation, 2 receivers lined up one behind the other. It's a technique called banjo, where the responsibility of each defensive back changes depending on what the receivers do on their run. Keisean Nixon and Nate Hobbs were there, ready, knowing exactly what needed to happen. But at the crucial moment, they both read the same route. They both went up to the same man. And the other receiver, the one who should have been covered, sprinted freely towards the end of the field. Chicago touchdown. After the game, LaFleur was asked about the play and summed it up in a dry sentence. Someone let his man go. Keisean Nixon was even more direct when questioned. He admitted, bluntly, that it was just a lack of communication. Do you think it was just an isolated mistake? Something that happens once a season and that's it? I wish it were. But it wasn't, because there was a second, even more painful moment because it happened in the playoffs, in the wildcard game against the same Bears. This time, the Bears lined up in a bunch, 3 receivers grouped very close together. And there's no mystery to the play here. Each defender has a clear zone to cover. One of them stays on the edge, covering the flat. Another covers the depth on the right side. And the third, who was Carrington Valentine, had the responsibility of covering the depth on the left side. But at the snap, Valentine simply didn't execute what he should have. He jumps to try to stop a bubble screen that wasn't even his to cover. And while that's happening, DJ Moore slides behind him with no one on him and receives the pass with a 7-yard advantage before even being touched. Bears touchdown. And again, the reason wasn't talent. It was broken communication on the field. And that's exactly why, when I hear Zaire Franklin, a guy who hasn't even played an official game for Green Bay yet, saying that this defense communicates like the SEALs, verbally and with hand signals, it sets off a huge positive warning signal for me. Because communication isn't a skill you buy in free agency, it's built, and when it truly exists, it solves exactly the 2 problems I just showed you. But communication alone doesn't change an entire scheme. And that's where the piece that can multiply all of this comes in. The new defensive coordinator has arrived, and the players themselves are describing him in a way no one expected. Do you want to know what Evan Williams, Javon Bullard, and Brandon Coley have been saying about this guy behind the scenes at practice? You asked, and I'm going to tell you exactly what the players have been saying about this new coordinator in the hallways of Green Bay. Evan Williams said he's a little crazy. Javon Bullard used almost the same expression, saying the guy carries a kind of insane energy. And Zaire Franklin himself, who you've seen doesn't mince words, summed it up in one word: switched on. Brandon Coley went further and joked that he'll be the one to take any dressing down in the locker room. Notice one thing, they're different players at different times, and they're all arriving at the same word. That's no coincidence. Subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications, because what comes next explains why this crazy approach might be exactly what this defense was missing. Before we get started, if you want to understand American football in a simple way and support the channel, check out my official ebook for just $7.99. If you're on TV, scan the QR code on the screen. If you're on your phone, the link is in the description and pinned comment. And don't forget to subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Jonathan Gannon has a phrase that sums up his philosophy behind all this fame. He said he believes that words paint pictures. In other words, when he's going through a play installation or reviewing a play on video, he uses examples that sometimes have nothing to do with soccer, just to make it stick in the athlete's head. And let's face it, there's logic to that. You learn better when the information becomes an image in your head, not when it's just a bunch of technical terms thrown onto a whiteboard. Now, those who have followed the NFL for a while have probably already seen the clip that stuck that weird label to his name. It was back in 2019 when he took the job as coordinator for Arizona. There was a moment in a conversation with a player where he let out that pew 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 sequence, asking if the guy was fast, and everyone was completely confused. Then there was another meeting, right at the beginning, where he asked the whole team who had driven to work and who had come by bus, and finished by saying that everyone needed to have fire in their stomach. Many people at the time used these moments to declare that he wouldn't succeed as a head coach. But I've always said the same thing, and I continue to say it now. Don't let that label overshadow the tactical knowledge that got him a head coach position in the first place. Eccentricity and competence are not opposites. Sometimes they go hand in hand. And if there's concrete proof that this knowledge is being well applied in Green Bay, it's the way he structured the team's safety scheme. Xavier McKinney commented on this, and what he said is revealing. According to him, the greatest strength of this unit, perhaps even the greatest strength of the entire team, is the safety room. And instead of leaving this accumulated talent on the bench, Gannon decided to maximize it, putting as many of these players on the field as possible at the same time, moving McKinney, Evan Williams, and Javon Bullard between different positions, testing combinations, and exploring what each one does best. And the numbers confirm that this isn't a random bet. It's a growing trend across the entire league. The use of a 3-safety scheme on the field jumped from 14.5% 2 seasons ago to 20% overall usage in the NFL by 2025. In other words, teams are migrating to this model because it's working. And the most important detail here is that Green Bay already has the roster ready for it, without needing to rebuild anything from scratch. And it all boils down to a phrase that Gannon himself made clear. He prefers to adapt the system to the team, and not force the team to fit into a ready-made system. That changes everything. Because it means that he didn't come to impose a generic system, he came to exploit exactly what Green Bay already does best. Put the pieces together with me now. Communication being treated as a priority after 2 years of failures that cost crucial touchdowns. A coordinator with a reputation for being a little crazy who actually uses that to hammer concepts into the players' heads. And a 3-safety scheme tailor-made for the talent already on the roster. This isn't just fan optimism, it's a reconstruction of cause and effect, piece by piece. Preseason kicks off Thursday against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it'll be the first real chance to see all this talk translate into action on the field. Share this video with anyone else who's a Green Bay fan, turn on notifications so you don't miss all the preseason coverage, and tell me below, has this defense finally turned the corner? Or will 2025 still expose the same cracks as before? Before we get started, if you want to understand American football in a simple way and support the channel, check out my official ebook for just $79.99. If you're on TV, scan the QR code on the screen. If you're on your phone, the link is in the description and pinned comment. And don't forget to subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers.